Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Yes, I did. That's a lie. I actually set the camera up 20 minutes ago on a tripod, and I planned that entire intro. And forgive me, that makes me a liar. But anyway, now it's time for my top 10 Blu-rays of 2012. Now these are the Blu-rays, the home theater experiences, as I call them, that really immersed me into the movie. They looked great on my plasma screen TV. And you know, when I was wrapped up tight in my little Snuggie with a hot bowl of popcorn in front of me, these movies took me on an adventure. And without further ado, here are my top 10 Blu-rays of 2012. So coming at number 10 is The Adventures of 1010. Number 10 is 1010. I'm gonna stop saying that. Every scene in this movie just looked great on my plasma screen TV. You feel like you're right in the movie and you're swinging from the ropes with 1010, and hell, you're wearing a little blue sweater with a little flip up in your hair, except you're not a redhead. And the thing is, I put this at number 10 because this is a completely full CGI movie, so it kind of has an advantage of being completely HD compared to some of the other movies we're going to talk about today. So anyway, Adventures of 1010, great Blu-ray. That's my Tom Cruise impression. Next up, it's Ghost Protocol. Anyway, this movie was just a lot of fun. It was a non-stop action thrill ride, probably my favorite Mission Impossible movie, and it had some cool action scenes, and some of the scenes were shot in IMAX cameras. Really, the high resolution came across on the Blu-ray, especially when Tom Cruise is climbing the Dubai Tower, and you know, his suction cup starts slipping. By the way, I always felt like there was a better way to get on top of that rather than climb Garfield style to the top of it. I don't know, why didn't they like use a helicopter or something? Like they had all this. It seems like they could have just rented a helicopter, and then he could have been at the top of the tower. Next up is Rock'em Sock'em Robots. By that, I mean it's Real Steel, starring Hugh Jackman. Anyway, in my opinion, this is kind of like one of the overlooked Blu-ray releases of 2012. You know, the picture quality is phenomenal. The sound, you know, the metal crunching when the robots are fighting in the ring, and the CGI work on the robots looks pretty damn good. And you know what? I really like this movie. You know, I didn't expect much from it, but I was pleasantly surprised. It's just entertaining, and it's cool to see robots fight. I don't give a shit what you say. It's cool to see robots fight. That's the young prepubescent boy coming out in me. Maybe that's why I like Transformers so much. That's another story for another time. God damn you, Michael Bay. Now this next movie is all about ass rape, torture, dirtiness, and this movie makes me feel a little bit damp inside. It's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, directed by David Fincher. Now this Blu-ray is one of the most immersive Blu-rays I've watched all year because it really makes you feel like you're in this environment. You know, everything's cold and damp, and there's a goth girl over there who wants to bang me, or at least in my head she does, because I'm Daniel Craig, and I'm scared that I'm gonna get like some kind of weird form of hepatitis because I slept with her, but it's okay because she's just so damn hot. Yeah, Rooney Mara. Ugh. Where are the Blu-rays? They're back there. Anyway, that's my Batman voice, and if you couldn't guess, it's The Dark Knight Rises on Blu-ray. Anyway, this movie showcases tons of IMAX scenes that just really take you into the movie. A few complaints by people who have this Blu-ray is whenever they're watching it, they don't like the change in aspect ratio. That's when the black bars are there and then the IMAX scene comes on and they go away. That doesn't bother me, but I just wish they would have planned out some of their shots a little bit better in this movie, because there's a few times where the black bars come on for like 1 second and then it goes back to IMAX. Okay, before I talk about this next movie, just give me 1 second, okay? I gotta get prepared. Next up, it's Drive on Blu-ray. And I gotta wear the scorpion jacket. I don't know why, it just makes me feel really smooky and cool. Like I'm gonna go outside and drive my car around town and then I get into a fight, but I just get my ass kicked. And then I come back a little bit later with a hammer and try to stomp his head in an elevator, but then I just get my ass kicked again. Now let me tell you about Drive. The first time I watched this in the theater, I was like, yeah, that was good. And then I went out one night and bought it on Blu-ray, and then I started to love the movie. You know, this Blu-ray is just, everything about this film just looks great on Blu-ray. It's so perfect looking, and the skin tones, the resolution, and every time I watch it, just the picture quality, just, it sucks my eyeballs out of my head and puts them in the back seat of his car. And there's not a lot of conversation going on because he won't talk to me. He's just really socially awkward. I'm king of my basement. Next up, it's God, that's sad. Next up, it's Titanic on Blu-ray. Now, Titanic is one of my favorite movies of all time, just because I remember seeing it as a kid and just being blown away by it, and I still am sometimes. You know, this movie really does hold up, even though it came out in like 1997. Some of the CGI still is on par with what we're getting today. And let's be honest, Rose's boobs in 1080p, phenomenal. I mean, Jack was a badass. I mean, women paid him 10 cents for them to draw him naked. I mean, one of the chicks he drew had one leg and hairy armpits, but you know what? I don't care.
Can you get on your hands and knees and maybe look at me? Yeah, kind of like a tiger. A tiger who has a cavity. Yeah, you got a toothache, so you gotta kind of growl at me. Yeah, like that. Okay, Rose, I'm gonna show you what a poor boy can do for 10 cents. That's good. That's good, Rose. Stay there. Don't move. Here you go, Rose. Enjoy.
Oh, it's just the Prometheus Blu-ray. Now, this Blu-ray really took me out of the universe and sent me on a space adventure. Now, you know what? The thing about the movie Prometheus was I was just so desperate for an epic sci-fi movie. I kind of overlooked the downside of this movie. You know, there's a few plot holes and a few dumb scenes, but there's so many other cool things about this movie. And plus, on Blu-ray, it's phenomenal. Anyway, the thing about Prometheus, in my head, I never compared it to Aliens. I just kind of, in my head, kept it as a standalone movie about the creation of life and maybe, you know, the theory behind it. That's what I found interesting about this movie. Right, now the thing about this is it's remastered in 4K resolution. That means they actually took their time, they went in frame by frame, and fixed it, corrected it, you know, took out any dust or any scratches, but they left the actual film quality intact. That means they didn't DNR it to shit, they actually left the grain, and they made it feel like the movie of the 1970s. What if that Blu-ray just ate me to death? Like literally, it just ate me and all you seen was blood on the camera lens. And then somebody just came by and found the camera and decided to edit this and upload the video.
How does it feel?
Alrighty, it's here. The #1 Blu-ray of the year for me is The Avengers. Now here's why. This movie is the definition of action, fun, popcorn, fun. You know, it blends all these great superheroes together. You know, there's no black bars in this movie, so if that's something that you don't like, this movie really immerses you into this reality. Everything from, you know, the bright blues of Captain America's suit to, you know, the weird green of the Incredible Hulk. He's kind of the color of my shirt. Anyway, just a huge fun action movie that comes to life on Blu-ray. I have no complaints about it. I really enjoyed watching this. So anyway, down below, let me know what your favorite Blu-ray of the year is. And also, if you guys haven't watched my top 10 movies of the year yet, click up here, actually up here.